Hello and what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. This is part 9 on Saltmarsh, our UK City Skylines to build where we're trying to build a realistic UK city. In the last episode we built this wonderful UK train station along with a UK estate. We also added a bus stop in. This has been changed since the last episode. We've also added in a medical centre and a rural fire station. Now, what I want to do in this episode is expand upon this area. I want to make our fire station more of like make it look like a bigger station than it actually is. I also want to add a little bit more realism around this train station, because currently if someone wanted to, you know, do something bad, they could just run across here. It wouldn't take much effort. Very dangerous, especially with kids. We also want to add maybe a few services, so maybe some trucks around here that are using or servicing the train station. We then, on this side of the road, want to add some we wanted to add some office blocks to give some work opportunities to people in this area, and also people who've just got off the train. So what we want to do first, and I don't want to do a time lapse straight away, so we're going to work on the buildings over on this side. So we're going to go into our search tool, and we've already downloaded some new offices to use on this area. So first, we want to keep in mind that this is, you know, a built up area. So I think first what we want to do is we want to put some of our bigger offices down first. The reason we want to do that is so then this is not arching over anyone's property, so no one could complain that there's a big office block. Okay, none of these ones are sort of suitable, so we're going to go back onto these, and I think we want to first company, we're going to add this white building. Now, how we want to add it is so it's just over here, and we'll put it a little bit back. So then we've got that grey office there. It looks nice. Then put a path next to it and move down to some, not these ones, we want to move to some of our smaller ones. So we're going to go up because these ones are all smaller. We can then go along here. We're going to retext or recolor these so they look a little bit better. And I want to add this one because it adds sort of, yeah, if there's no better ones, this one is sort of a flat wall, and this will go sort of a suitable distance. We want to look around this side, and we want to bring this a little bit forward just so there's a gap. It might be on, definitely don't want it to be on the path, but is that too big? Yeah, it is. Okay, so that is, we can't do 2x4s. Is there a 2x3? A 3x4? Right, it's that exact building. We don't want to do that, do we? Okay, right. Do we have any smaller ones? We have a 2x3. And, yeah. But that is too big. So, give the game a minute to load. Okay, now the game stopped having a little freak out. Oh, look at this. That would be perfect for, like, over here. Because this area is going to sort of be built up. So, yeah, let's add this. I want to make sure that it's not going to be going on to the street here. So, let's get this all the way over. And that can go there. Beautiful. We'll extend some of this in a minute. We'll also grab this roundabout and sort of just bring it down just a little bit. Just connect that up. Beautiful. We'll go back onto it. Sorry, guys. I'm sort of doing this on the fly. So there is a bit of... Sorry, guys. That was a bit confusing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. Straight away first, we'll add our 2x2 on the corner. So that will go there. Then what I want to do... Oh, we can't do that. But then we'll add maybe next to it. That is too big. We'll do 2x3. So then next to it, we'll have one of these. And we'll try and make them sort of all the same colour. So then he will go there. Next to him, we've got another 3 by... Oh, no, but this one is there. Okay, so then do we have 4 by 4? Way too big. Then we've got a 3 by 2. That's beautiful. And the law of this is just all built at the same time, so we're not going to have issues with the neighbours going, oh yeah, but this build is really big. Because when they signed up to have the flat, they would have agreed to it. And we're going to act like these are all council-owned flats anyway. So they sort of have to deal with it. They don't really get a choice not to. If they want to live in a council house, they have to live with these buildings facing into their homes. And then we can go and... Sorry guys, our game is freezing just a little bit with these autosaves. Oh, this will actually fit here. So then we'll put... Oh no, it won't because there's a gym. Last one. So then what we'll do is we'll put... Bring this building close. And he can go there. Don't worry guys, we are going to go back and do all of these surfaces so they all look like they're from the same place. Then we go up. We can then add another 2 by 2. Then on the end here. On the end here, we'll put our 3 by 2. Yeah. So then what we want to do, yeah, that looks good. Especially for this sort of area. We've got, you come straight out. You've got these, but what we do want to do is bring these slightly closer to the road. They don't need to be at such a distance. Especially these ones, we can act like they don't need access on the side. Okay, beautiful. So then we've got these businesses, these offices here, what people can work at. We'll then continue doing something along this side. This is sort of a bit crazy, but it does mean we can put paths along the back. And what we'll do is we'll unpause and just let that run. So this will be able to employ people in the local area. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go on with our first time lapse of today. So we're going to go and add some safety barriers to all of this area. We'll also then go and try and update this bit and add a bit of detail behind here. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this time lapse. Okay, as you saw in that time lapse there, we did do a lot of work. We went in and added a few office buildings again. We added in a little car park. We upgraded the fire station, and I'm liking how this main sort of promenade of this little town is looking. I think it works well. We've got a lot of people getting on these trains. Yeah, a lot of people getting on these trains. People used our car parks like we want them to. A few people have used our buses, what makes me happy, because I thought they wouldn't get any use. But you see, we've got the offices here. Oh my god, this is losing so much money. But it's also making money. We've also, so yeah, then we've got our fire station. Then we've got this sort of area here. So it transitions into this big, from this sort of big housing block into this small little area. What I don't really like, to be fair. I think what we want to do, just to start, is we want to grab this road, and we want to take it off here. And we want it to and snap to 90 degrees. So like this. And we want to bring that out. Now we don't want to bring it too much closer to over here at all. But then what we want to do is we want to I know we've put all these in. What we want to do is we want to get rid of all these. Get rid of those, get rid of those. People are going to complain, but they can. We'll pause that. Get rid of the bus station here. Then what we want to do is we want to grab this road here. We then want to make sure we got anarchy on. That is fine. And then we want to take this off. Not at 98 degrees. So we want to bring it back to a 90-degree angle. Bring it over. Then what we can do is we can take these two, what we've got here. And we could bring these into each other. And then anywhere off here will be smaller houses. But then we've got our main area to build with over here. Now we do want to do these sort of styles of houses again. So I do want to just go through and go, sorry, you lot ain't got houses anymore. Get rid of the houses for all these lot. Then we have got 2 schools. What is a good idea? So this school, we probably can move it. So it can go. Will that interfere with the trains though? No, we'll move it over. And this school could be placed here. So it ain't got any problems with that. Then we've got another school here that could also, well, it is quite extendable. Okay, what we then want to do is we then want to take a road off here. So we'll take a small road off of the school and bring it out. What we then want to do is grab this and relocate. Then what we want for it is for it to face this way. So then we can bring the school down here. And the school can build into how we design this part down here. And a lot of people did say that the road design I was using wasn't really authentic in some of the other builds we've been doing. So what I'm doing is I'm adding a bit more variation. Instead of using stuff like cul-de-sacs, we're using sort of dead-end roads, what is very common in the UK. So then what we need to do is we do one more thing and take off all of the traffic lights from these intersections. We don't need any of them. And that is a lot of people who we've just kicked out of these homes. We've got our ambulance station here, which we might move. What's fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to pick a pick of these ones. And these are going to be the sort of houses we are using. So let's think of how we're going to design this. So we definitely want a long house here. We'll probably continue sort of this design here. So I want to leave a little bit of this area open. But there's no reason why we can't come here. and put another one of these on the end. And then what we could do is have a block that faces onto this main road here. What we then do is we literally then go through and just think of or have a look at some of these blocks that we want to use. We grab them, we go, does that look right for this area? Yes, it does. And then we go sort of through all of these and just start adding them into the area to sort of build up the density of our new build, or sort of, yeah, like our new build blocks over, well, not new build, but the sort of council blocks we have over in this sort of city that we're building. So let's think we can then go through. We don't want any of these brick ones. We want to, like an example, these are big. Where do we want these? Well, these would go nice on the road here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue building this area in a time-lapse form, and I'll come back with a finished result. So I'll see you all in a minute. So guys, as you see, we completed another block into this little area. I think it's coming to out together. I think this sort of council look, because I'm not gonna lie, these do look like council, how like council flats is working really well. The only thing we're gonna have to test is how well how well the roads are able to handle it. Purely just at the beginning, because there is going to be a lot of traffic coming in, unless they all come in by other means like train. What they might. But I think this area works really well. I don't think we want to put any buildings along it. I think this works well. I think we might want to find some buildings to put along here, but that works. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. It works really well for what it is. We do need to move this way close to the road. Oh, it's because there's two of them. How have we managed that then? So it has spawned two trees right next to it. What I'll get rid of. That's fine. Okay, now we just need to... So we've looked at this area. It's working well. How... We've got nearly 9,000 people. How's our like unemployment rate doing? Yeah, it's good, to be fair. It's good. We want to make sure... The only problem is we don't want our land value over here to become too... Yeah, we've got quite a few poor people. People are starting to become richer, but that works. Our workforce is pretty good. There isn't any reason why we should be worried about that. And then we've, of course, got our training. I really do like this boulevard we've created down here, where people are just able to walk down. And they've got everything they need. It might be useful maybe just to add here just a little bit of bike park it if there's like a suitable option. So let's have a look. Oh, let's go back down. Yeah, there is just like these little ones. What we could add, what would work well, to be fair. Oh, Do you know what? We'll turn on anarchy. Let's get that in there. Just a nice little bike parking hall for people to park their bikes in. Gives us nearly 500 spaces, to be fair. We want to remove this traffic light set. The only reason traffic lights would be any good is for these pedestrians. I wish we had like puffing crossings. Those would work quite well. But as you'll see, yeah. When there's loads of traffic trying to come in, these roads can't really handle it. So probably what the best option would be in general is to upgrade this roundabout to a 3-lane. What would work well? Which would just get everyone here much quicker. Yeah, that works a lot better. The 2 lanes was a lot less than was okay. Then we have got, yeah, because as that clears and this will clear. What we don't want is, let's have a little look here. So then, lane connector. So people are switching here. What I don't really want, I want people to side in this lane. That there. And I'll do that. So is there anything we can do here? Not really. Not really, but it does mean... Oh. Yeah, I really wish there was like a... I wish, basically, I just wish the AI wasn't so dumb, to be fair, because they've got like this little section where they're trying to change, and they shouldn't be, because look, it just affects our roundabout. But it is what it is. People are able to get into this lane. It should only be, yeah, like I said, it should only be these 2 lanes that go into it, but no. Is there any way we can change this to make this more efficient? There probably definitely is. Right, let's pause it. Right. So we have got very little amount of area to work with. So what we could do, hear me out here, is bring, it might not stop the AI from being weird, but what it will do is say there's a more attractive option to use. So let's actually upgrade this little bit here to a 4-lane. No. 5-lane. No, we want a 6-lane asymmetric. Large roads. I've got 6-lane asymmetric. Yeah, we do. No. So the only thing I want to do to road builder to this road is then remove pedestrians off this. Remove pedestrians off this. Huh. Right. Only other thing we want to do is we want to remove... Okay, so we've got our 2... Wait, is this 1, 2, 3, 4? So we've got 2 lanes there. Let's disconnect this again. Let's disconnect this. So then we have the 4 lanes to work with. So let's get our 2 lanes here. And let's curve that in. Oh, let's turn off snapping. Then let's take our 2 lanes here. But this is going to be like a more direct option in. So Let's actually see if there's a node this side that we can just lift up. Yeah, here. So let's get them above ground so then we can just get this. Oh, no. No. Right, let's get this to... Oh, no, we don't want that. Let's get this to -1. Then what we do is we get this connecting. Then, so that is the more direct route. We've then got this, where we've then got to add this side that comes out forward and then connects them. We've then got a roundabout option that then should go in and connect them. And this doesn't need to be a, as it shows, this doesn't need to be a traffic light. And hopefully, even though this looks very complicated, it should help a bit with the traffic because we shouldn't have, yeah, we should have them split off and they shouldn't want to use this. Then what we need to do before we forget is then get our 2-lane highway, take this straight through and connect it here. Definitely don't want traffic lights on here. Not needed. Okay, so yeah. What we could do is upgrade that only to 1 lane. And then upgrade this back to a 3 lane. Okay, so that works well. People are wanting to use this slip lane here. We could just pause it and make this slip lane just a little bit better. Okay, right, then what we need to do is we need to disconnect traffic lights. And we'll need to use our lane connect tool here because I could assure you some dodgy things are happening. So let's remove connections. You go there. 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 And you go there. Right. So that is a way better entrance. It's a bit confusing, but it does mean that people are not using, especially when mass people are moving in, they're not using the roundabout, what causes a lot of traffic. Why is there so many people walking? I'm not sure. But this has created a lot of traffic down here. It should just clear, to be fair. As soon as everyone gets into where they're living, it shouldn't be such an issue. But it will be an issue while we're waiting for everyone to move in. So we're just going to pretend it doesn't exist. But I think that's a good addition to the city. I think it's added a lot. Then, because we're rich, I should look at this. No supplies. Right. The only other thing we want to do before we end this episode is we want to add in, to make more money, we want to do some solar farms. Now, where do I want to put the solar farms, you may ask? Well, I want to put them over here. So, what we're going to do is we will buy the squares, but we're going to place these down. So, we're going to go boom. And then next to it, we're going to go boom. So, as you can see, the main point of this city is that, well, no, not the main point, but the main, we're also going to buy these squares. The main, oh yeah, this is how the city makes money, is pretty much power. That's what this city's based off. It's based off, oh yeah, we sell power to other people, makes us a load of money. I think I like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some new power, some new power plants. And for this, we're using solar to just make us a little bit more money. We have pretty much now run out of water. So let's add a water thing here. and attach our water cable to... No, our water cable over here. Hugo there. Oh, no. Come on. Hugo there. Right. How much water do these use? Right. And let's place another one. Because apparently they use a lot and I didn't actually realise that. We also got to make sure this isn't polluted water over here because it could be poo water. We could literally be giving them poo water. And we definitely don't want that. Okay, so let's connect this up. Oh my god, they do use a lot of efficiency, lack of sunlight. I don't know why they have a lack of sunlight. I don't think sunlight matters, but... Oh my god. This uses so much water and sewage, doesn't it? Let me just have a little look here. So, where is our water? Water and sewage. No, we only need one more, to be fair. But we do need to make a proper sewage centre at some point. Because right now, we're just using this. Was overpowered, to be fair. Okay, so the poo water has been dealt with. We can then... We are going to cheat this because... You know what? We just are. We'll then... Take this off here. We'll turn on anarchy. Take this here. And make it to an outside connection so we can sell it straight out. We'll do the same with this one. So these two will be both outside connections. We are losing a lot of money, but yeah, it's because this is going to cost us quite a bit of electricity. Yeah. Yeah, it's costing us nearly 900,000, but we should be in the green soon. And the 84, so lack of sunlight. But there's no option for sunlight, right? Also, I wanna... Oh no. We do want to move these though. Okay, so we just want to move this over here. Because otherwise we're literally feeding everyone poo water. And we definitely don't want that. So, let's take these. These are really hard to get connected apparently. Wait. And then we're going to connect these up. Okay. So all the poo water should be fine. That did cost us a lot of money, by the way, so hopefully it doesn't go to waste. So, we're going to work out what's making these less efficient. Oh my god, we could upgrade them. Wait, this panel automatically keeps the pointing at the sun. Yes. We want this as well. Yes. Battery, backup. And we don't need extra things. This should up the efficiency over time. And also, we're not selling this yet because it's filling up. But yeah, now we're making nearly 40. Yeah, we're making a lot of money now. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for today's episode. I appreciate everybody who's watched. It's going to be a bit of a shorter episode, but that's been episode 9 where we've added in this new estate with also some battery power. So, in the comments below, suggest what you would like to see in the next episode. Make sure to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!